I've started to think about expanding the nest egg world building and explore what other creatures and establishments could reside in the world of the membrane. My Heads and Tails video briefly touched on how the nest egg receives deliveries and messages from time to time, so I thought it'd be fun developing this concept of a postal service a little more. It made sense to explore further since if an individual or company receives a delivery, someone had to have been the one to deliver it. You then start asking yourself, who are they? How do they deliver the items and letters? Do they have their own base of operations? And the questions go on. I could just think to myself, perhaps everyone just delivers their own messages using their own means of delivery, which I think would still happen in certain cases. However, that requires time and power, which many may not be able to give, as well as ensuring the delivery got to the recipient in one piece, which might be difficult as the membrane can be an unpredictable place. Therefore, designing a service dedicated to delivering these messages and items seemed like a good addition into the world. This brought forward my creation of heralds, a company of creatures working together as a mainstream postal service. Of course, you can deliver your own letters, etc., but the heralds are popular to use since most deliveries will get to the recipients on time and in one piece. At first I was going to design one type of herald, but then thinking about what kind of deliveries there may be, some may be big and heavy, others small, potentially even just being one letter for one whole area. So I considered having maybe 3 varieties of heralds, different ones being selected based on what the postal round will look like. For example, a smaller herald may be used if the area only requires a few letters to be delivered, especially if the recipient is close by, and a stronger herald will deliver much heavier parcels and items. I got a lot of inspiration for the herald's designs from letterboxes and wax seal stampers. They helped me formulate the shape language and smaller embellishments for them. I loved the bones of this first design, however it felt a little too grey metallic to me. I was thinking about giving them an automaton appearance. I sort of thought this could be why they were trustworthy to use, since they aren't sentient and are just coded to deliver the packages, so won't be tempted to open or steal the valuable items. Whilst I like this idea for their personality, I wasn't sure if I entirely liked the metallic look, so I explored another type of aesthetic and colour whilst designing the different varieties of heralds. As I was creating these designs, I was thinking to myself, how do they get around to places to deliver these items? What else is it that makes them a popular service? I was looking at my inspiration board for these characters, and I saw a lot of letterboxes with the doors that are unlocked to collect the letters. At first I just thought about having these letterboxes spread across the world which you can put your items in, but I pushed the concept further a little and thought about what if these letterboxes were the doors that the heralds use to get around so quickly. That all of these doors almost act like portals leading to their headquarters and are all connected to different parts of the world. It's at these doorways that you can process and drop off your items to be delivered, which will be taken to the headquarters and moved to the correct doorway corresponding to the recipient's location. I'm thinking that maybe next to the main door there's also a little side cubicle where you sort out all the information and deposit the items for delivery, since dropping them through the main door would probably just block it for any herald needing to exit that way. Since the doors are all a certain size, maybe with some varying, there will probably be a size and weight chart which the customer will have to adhere to. I'm still in the process of formulating the specific inner workings of the delivery process, but it was fun to deliberate on certain aspects for it, such as if they use any kind of transportation. Granted, the doors, better known as the wind tunnels to the heralds, will take them to almost anywhere, but only so far. The recipient could potentially live miles away from the closest tunnel, and the heralds may either be pressed for time or carrying rather heavy loads. I want to use cloud and wind visuals to design the heralds' headquarters and be a unique part of their service, delivering messages as fast as the wind they would probably advertise themselves as. So I thought, what if they could utilise clouds as their mode of transportation, almost like a horse and carriage type transport? This could be used to move heavy, voluminous loads, or perhaps something incredibly delicate. This would probably be useful if, say for example, a heavy item needed to be delivered but there was only a small herald available. They could just use the carrier to deliver the packages. Of course this would only happen if necessary, as the carrier would probably require a lot of power to utilise. This has been more of an exploration video rather than a story one, but I will plan to do a story one once I develop these ideas a little more. There's always so much potential when designing these types of establishments, and it'll be fun to see how the relationship between the heralds and the nest egg unfold.